Right. Hey, Terry, thanks for having me on. My name is Dave Klima, and I'm really happy to be with you folks today. I'm actually a fellow Michigander. I was born and raised in Jackson, Michigan, so I love that part of the country, and I've been speaking to real estate agents and home inspectors all over the country, and I'm glad that I'm able to spend some time with you today. Growing up in Michigan, I kind of had this love-hate relationship with my dad. I love my dad for everything that he did for me and how he raised me and all that kind of stuff, but I hated him because he made me become a Lions fan. I don't know what kind of dad does that to their kids, but I didn't do it to my kids. So anyway, that's my warm-up joke, and we'll get started talking about the Inspected Houses platform. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen real quick here. I'll pull this up. And Terry, can you guys see that?
Yep.
All right, so let's go right here. So what we're going to do today is talk about the InspectedHouses.com platform. And it was really a platform that we designed to help sellers and buyers and real estate agents and home inspectors. And I've actually owned one of the larger home inspection companies in the country. We've been in business for 20 years. And we used our years of experience, to help create this platform. I'm also a real estate investor and have bought and sold lots of houses, so I'm very familiar with that side of the transaction too. And we all know, if you've been in real estate long enough, you've probably felt like that guy right there. You felt like your head was going to explode. As a real estate agent, we'll talk about it from your perspective. You get this feeling when, the deal falls through due to a home inspection or an appraisal issue, right? So, sometimes there's a lot of anger and anxiety and uncertainty in the transaction. And a lot of it can be caused from a buyer's home inspection done at the 11th hour. You also feel this way when you're spending 50% of your real estate life putting out home inspection fires. I mean, the home inspector comes out near the end of the transaction, finds 15 to 20 deficiencies wrong with the house or more, and then you have to calm everyone down and renegotiate the deal and negotiate repairs, and that can be nerve-wracking. You probably also felt this way when you've had to dip into your own pocket just to get a deal to close. So the InspectedHouses.com platform, is designed to help eliminate a lot of the anger and frustration and uncertainty in the home buying and selling process. And when we put together the platform, it's working as we designed, but something happened that we didn't envision. Real estate agents were actually using the platform in the InspectedHouses.com message to get listings over other agents. And we're going to touch on that, a little bit today, okay? So we're all struggling right now, especially real estate agents who are virtually locked down in Michigan. And, we're angry about different things. And so here's my motivational advice to you: is the secret to change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. We can sit here and complain about, being locked down or the industry being slow or, deals that get killed and get angry about all that stuff and spending all our energy on that. Or we can spend our energy, building on something new. And a lot of agents that I talk to in certain markets, they talk about how the inventory is really low and how there's not that many houses out there for sale. And even in my own market, where there's only like 220 houses listed and there's 700 agents, I talk to some of those agents. I'm like, hey, there's 220 listings out there. How come there's not like a RE/MAX sign in that yard, versus your sign? How come there's a Coldwell Banker sign in that yard versus your sign? Or, Century 21 sign and not your sign? I mean, if you had 220 listings in 1 month, you wouldn't be able to handle the business. So there's plenty of business out there still. You just have to go get more market share. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to set yourself apart when you go to listing appointments? And the same thing for home inspectors, anyone that's listening to this. How are you going to set yourself apart as a home inspector to be, an agent's best extended business partner and start getting some of those referrals? So what I always like to ask is, what do real estate agents say to sellers when you go to listing appointments? And trust me, I've been on the selling side of transactions, so I know what a lot of agents have said to me. I mean, does anyone ever think in the history of an agent going to a listing appointment. The agent told the seller, you know, I'm just kind of an average real estate agent, maybe a bottom of the barrel kind of person, and I'm not going to be able to get you what you want for your house, and it's going to take me like a year to sell your house. No, nobody ever says that, right? You know, agents always say, you know, boils down to some of the same things like, hey, I'm a great agent. I can sell your house quickly and I can get you what you want for your house and maybe even more. You know, most agents say that. And what do home inspectors say to real estate agents? It never in the history of me doing a presentation or anyone I know that's done a presentation has a home inspector went into an office presentation and said, you know what, I'm just a average home inspector, bottom of the barrel kind of person, and I'm going to go to, you know, the inspection and say things that freak your client out, kill your deals. They never say that. They all say the same thing. Hey, I'm the best home inspector in the world. I'm not going to freak your client out. I'm not going to kill your deals, right? They all say the same things. What else do home inspectors say? They basically are asking you to send them business, asking you to send client referrals so they can feed their families and pay their bills, right? That's what they're always saying. But wouldn't it be refreshing if you had a home inspector that truly wanted to be your best extended business partner like Blessed Assurance does? I mean, that's one of the reasons Blessed Assurance, you know, joined this platform is so they could work with you, become your best extended business partner and actually help you grow your business, right? And you want to surround yourself with great extended business partners if you want your business to grow. Maybe it's a home inspector, maybe it's a handyman guy, you know, maybe it's a mortgage person, whoever it is, right? So surrounding yourself with great extended business partners is going to help give your clients great real estate experiences, but it's going to help you grow your business too. Now, one thing that we should understand is that home inspectors should never be viewed as working for the real estate agent because they don't. They work for the mutual client. But certainly there's no reason why a home inspector can't be viewed as working with the real estate agent to give the client a great real estate experience and help the agent grow their business. Okay, and there's RESPA compliant ways, you know, for the home inspector to help grow the real estate agent's business. So I want to ask all of you listening to this right now, what tool or tools is your home inspector that you normally refer to using to grow your business? I know at Blessed Assurance, you know, they're using different things to help you grow your business, like the Inspected Houses platform, but they're also using another thing called Recall Check. And I'm going to touch on this real quick just to show you what they're doing. As a real estate agent, ask yourself this. Have you ever sold a house to a buyer and then years later they listed it with someone else? When I do in-person presentations, it seems like all the hands go up, and it happens. You'll sell a house to a buyer and years later they'll list it with someone else. Now, why does that happen? Well, one, you lose, you know, contact with the client, and two, the client doesn't have a great real estate experience. Even though the deal closed, it might not have been a great experience. So we're going to help you solve both of those issues today. Now, as far as losing contact with a client, I don't know if you know this or not, but Blessed Assurance will do a recall check on all the appliances when they go out and do a home inspection. And they'll let the client know if there's any manufacturer's defects. And that's really cool. Here's the best thing about it for you and for the client. Month after month after month, they're going to run a new recall notice on those appliances. They're going to let the client know if there's any new manufacturer's defects that have popped up. They're also going to have home maintenance information in these emails. So it's like an awesome newsletter that clients do not opt out of. They find it very informational, not too salesy. Here's what's great is every month that client gets the email, your photo is on that email, your bio, your phone number, you know, your information, your logo. So they're keeping you in front of that client month after month after month. Now, I don't know if you knew that or not, but I thought I'd bring it up. But there are tools out there in our industry that help home inspectors, grow a real estate agent's business in RESPA compliant ways, okay? But let me ask you this. Wouldn't it be great if a home inspector said to you, you know, as a home inspector, I'm always asking you for business. I'm asking you for referrals so I can feed my families and pay my bills. But up until now, I haven't really been able to help you get clients. Well, I just joined a new national program that allows me to help you market all of your listings, capture buyer leads, drive leads to your listing, and drive leads to your own website. And by the way, this program works extremely well with pre-listing home inspections because we can take that report and load it to the platform. And a lot of buyers are finding this extremely valuable during this COVID-19 crisis, because they're able to download a report and learn much more about houses before they make an offer and without physically visiting the house. And that's really good for sellers too. And they don't have as many looky-loos and tire kickers, coming in their house before an offer is made. But here's what's cool. When that report is downloaded, it creates a smoking hot, accurate lead that you will get instantly and automatically. With this platform, if it's your listing, it's your leads. And what's really cool is we create the leads 3 different ways with this platform. And with lead capture signs that are in yards, with sold reports, with contact forms that are filled out. So instead of just talking about this program, I want everyone here to experience it, okay? So this is where all of you need to participate in this program, okay? All of you need to participate in this program. I need you to text. You can see on the sign it said the home's been pre-inspected, comes with a 5-year roof leak warranty, 18-month home warranty. One thing I'll say real quick is if you go look in your MLS, I mean, that's a listing advantage right there for any house. I mean, how many houses out there are saying that the home's been pre-inspected, has a 5-year roof leak warranty and 18-month home warranty? Not that many. And how many signs are home inspectors putting in yards that actually help you get leads? So we're going to show you how the lead capture system works. We need you to text home 411, so the word home 411, no spaces, to the number on that sign, 248-368-0086. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to, after you text in, you're going to get a link to a live listing. This is a listing in Texas. And we're going to actually go through that property page so I can show you how the system works and what it looks like. So if you could text 411, home 411, to the number on that screen, 248-368-0086. And I'm going to pull up the property page right here. So I'm assuming most people, move this up over here. I'm assuming most people have already gotten there if they text in. Terry, have you been getting people texting in?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, good. So now if you got the link, you would have went to a property page. And when you got to the property page, you would have seen that there was an address of the house and there's actually a video. So for all of you real estate agents that are doing virtual tours right now, if you have your video hosted on YouTube or Vimeo, we can load it right to this platform. So now any potential buyers that run across your property, your listing, whether they're searching on the internet or text off of a sign or find it on a social media post or whatever, they can see your video. I'm not going to play that video right now, but I will hit these little white arrows. So on your phone, you should see some white arrows. And you could actually click on the white arrows and see, pictures of the house. And this is obviously a beautiful house. And I'll just scroll through a few of those pictures. You can see how nice they'll look. And you're seeing them on your phone too if you're scrolling through. So anyway, I won't go through all 40 or 50 pictures, but you get the idea that, hey, we can host your video, we can host photos, okay? Now the other thing is, underneath that is where the comments will go. Again, with this property page, you control all the data. So whatever comments that you want to go into the property page can be yours. You can see that she put certified pre-owned, inspection done, repairs done. That's going to give a buyer some peace of mind. Now, they still may want to get their own home inspection, but the whole point is let's give people more information and more data before they actually make an offer on the house, okay? And so the comments are right there. Underneath that is where the home inspection report could be purchased. And when this report is loaded to the platform, this purchase report inspection button pops up. If this was just a regular listing and the client seller chose not to do a pre-listing inspection, then this section wouldn't be here. But since it's here and this home was pre-inspected, let's click on that. You can see it will take us to a payment page. And that report is available for $20, $19.95. Now, we did put a price on that. because we didn't want like a plumber or an electrician to download these reports for free just to see if there's repairs that need to be made. And then that would create bad leads. We put a price on here, so if someone buys this report, it's going to create a smoking hot, accurate lead. It's a hot lead because someone opened up their wallet. They're serious about this house, okay? It's an accurate lead because you can't buy something and give a fake name and a fake phone number and a fake address. So with this platform, we're creating the hottest, most accurate leads you're ever going to get in the real estate industry. And they're the best ROI, return on investment, because you're not paying for them. If it's your listing that you work hard for and it's your book of business, then it's your leads, okay? So now let's go back to this property page. Underneath that is, the real estate agent details. So as an agent, you would load your photo here. You have a profile with Inspected Houses. You load your photo, your company logo. You get your name on there. You get your phone number on there. You get your email on there and a bio about yourself. Again, you control all the data on this platform. You will notice that nowhere on this property page are premier agents. The only agent that will ever be on these property pages is the listing agent. Okay? Again, it's their book of business, it's their listing. They're the ones that are getting advertised on this property page. Now, if we scroll down underneath that, you can see that, there's home inspector details. And so the benefit for the home inspector obviously is, he gets to get some advertising. So this is kind of like a joint marketing program. Gets to tell potential buyers a little bit more about himself, right? And when the leads come in, the home inspector gets those leads and he has an opportunity to market directly to those potential buyers. So that's really, good benefit for him. Now, underneath this, all the way at the bottom, you will be able to see that there's a contact form. Now, on that, when that contact form is filled out on other home searching websites, what happens to that data? That buyer's data is actually shared or sold with other agents, not necessarily the listing agent. Well, our platform is going to be known as a platform that does not share or sell data to any third parties. The only people getting the buyer's information is the listing agent and the home inspector associated with that house. Because honestly, they're the ones that know the most about the house, right? So that's kind of what we created there. And what I want to do is minimize all of this. And I'm going to go back to the slideshow. Move some stuff out of the way here. Oops, let me go. Messed that up. Sorry, I got to scroll through a bunch of pages now. Makes it easier. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, so I'm back to this page. So anyway, this is a sign that Blessed Assurance made, and I think they're coming up with different signs. And what I'm recommending, and you folks can do this program however you want with Blessed Assurance, but what I'm recommending is that you get co-branded signs made. And here's a couple different ideas for co-branded signs. So the signs could go in, the real estate agent's color scheme. And the sign on the left, you can see this is one version of a sign. You can say this home has been pre-inspected, text this code, the report is available. Now this sign works really well because let's be honest, sometimes buyers, when they're driving by a house, they don't call a real estate agent or text the real estate agent because they don't want to talk to anybody. They don't want to feel pressured. They don't want to have a sales pitch made to them. They just want more information on a house. So they would say to themselves, hey, this home's been pre-inspected. Let's text this code and check out the report. Now, what's great about that is as soon as they text in, you, the listing agent, get that lead. So it doesn't really matter if they call off of your sign or if they text off of this lead capture sign, you're getting the lead. But this lead capture sign is giving the buyer another reason to text in. Now the sign on the right is a really good sign. It says for house info, inspection, discount, text, a code. And, a potential buyer may be sitting in front of a house that they thought they might, be interested in. And when they pull up to the house, it doesn't look as good in person. So maybe they're not interested or they don't like the neighborhood. or they don't like the neighbor who's sitting on the porch, you know, drinking a 6-pack of beer. Who knows what the case may be, but they're not interested in that house. So in that scenario, they're not going to call the listing agent or text the listing agent, but they may say to themselves, hey, you know what? We're going to have to buy a house somewhere. Let's text this and see what kind of inspection discount we can get. So it's possible that, you know, people might text off of the sign on the right just to get more house info. It's possible they might text in just to get an inspection discount. Again, it just gives the listing agent a two-way go. It's another way to get a lead off your listing. And the home inspection industry is helping you get those leads, okay? Now, a lot of people ask me, well, do these leads, these signs actually create leads? And do the leads turn into clients? So if we look at this page right here, this is a home inspector in my market. You can see that, you know, these are just 4 of the houses that I pulled up that he had. You can see that he had 3 leads on one sign, 6 on another, 6 on another, 1 on another. Now, I'll just tell you, in my experience, it's usually between 2 and 6 leads per sign. Some signs produce 0 leads. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every sign is going to get you a lead, okay? The record that I've had personally is 11 leads on one sign. So that's pretty amazing, right? But on average, 2 to 6 leads, you know, per sign, okay? And let me go to the next screen. Do those leads turn into clients? Well, when I get a lead, I always text, you know, the listing agent and say, hey, did you get that lead? And well, you can see that Rob said, yeah, we spoke and I'm working on getting her approval. So that's just proof right there with our little conversation that he got the lead and he was able to, you know, pick up that person as a client, okay? So here's an agent that signed up, and I think in December, he loaded a house to the platform. You can see that, you know, he got 2 leads. So when the lead came in, I was like, hey, did you get that lead today? He's like, yeah, I did. I talked to her and I'm going to help her and her husband find a house. Their lease is up in April. How cool is that? Again, just confirmation that, you know, the leads can come in and that you can actually turn those leads into clients. Ask yourself this. If you did, I don't know, 1 listing a month, right? You did 1 transaction a month. That's 12 for a year. If you just got 1 lead, right, per house, and you did a transaction with that lead, that's another 12 transactions a year. You'd basically be doubling your business, right? You just need to get the leads off your listings and convert those people into clients, okay? Now, listen, we all know that not every lead is going to turn into a client. Maybe that lead's working with another agent, and that's okay, right? But the whole goal is to try and protect your book of business and try and help you get the leads off your listings, okay? So let's go to another one. This is a really cool story. This is an agent in Ohio, and she joined the platform. They did a pre-listing home inspection. They loaded the house to the system on a Friday, okay? On a Sunday, the house was already under contract. And the agent ended up, you know, on this, it says 4 leads. But when I actually communicated with her, I think there were 3 leads on the house. And this is what I said to her. I said, hey, Gina, I heard you had a couple leads on the house. And one of them was actually a sold report. And now you already have the house under contract. She replied, yes, it's under contract. The leads were the offers. We had 3 offers on it. So at that time, she had 3 leads off of that house. All 3 leads, you know, turned into an offer. And then if you look at the picture on the right, you can see that Gina basically confirmed that it went over list price. That's pretty amazing. A lot of people don't realize this, but there's been stats out there with NAR that says homes that are pre-inspected actually sell for more money and they sell quicker. So it's an amazing concept, you know, to promote, you know, to sellers. And we're going to teach you how you can do that easier than you've ever done, and how you can use this platform to get the leads off your listings, okay? So let's go to this right here. This is a flyer that home inspectors are making up, and this is a flyer that Blessed Assurance has. And this is a flyer that you can actually take to listing appointments that talk about making the selling experience easier for the client. Now, I only put the front of this flyer on there. On the back of the flyer, there's even more information. But again, you're going to go to listing appointments and you're going to, you know, tell the seller, hey, look, you know, 99% of agents sell houses one way. I'm the 1% that sells houses a different way. Let me explain this program. And we actually have a script written. When you sign up for this program, you're going to get a script that you can use at listing appointments. And anyone that's on this Zoom call today, we're not even asking you to pay a fee to be a member of Inspected Houses. I'm going to give you a free membership for an entire year. So you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Obviously, you need to have your own account with Inspected Houses, and the leads need to come from Inspected Houses. If the leads were going, say, to Blessed Assurance, and then they forwarded the leads to you, well, then that would kind of look like they're giving you something of value, which leads are valuable. It would look like they're giving you something of value in exchange for business. We want to avoid that. We want to do this in a RESPA compliant way. So you sign up for Inspected Houses. I, the owner of Inspected Houses, will give you a free membership for a year. So Blessed Assurance isn't giving you anything. When the leads come in, you'll get them instantly, you get them automatically, and you'll never pay for them, okay? But anyway, so this is a flyer that you can take. We also have, like I said, a script that you can use, okay? And I always ask real estate agents this. I mean, do you want to try something different right now? I mean, let's think about the predicament that we're in. We're in a predicament right now where we can't even do business. You know, so do we want to keep doing business the same way that we've been doing it? Or do we want to use some technology and do business a little bit differently, okay? Well, we're promoting using technology. Obviously, we're promoting using Inspected Houses system to help market all of your listings and capture leads and drive leads to your listing and drive leads to your own website. We're using that technology. Now, I just said drive leads to your own website. I want everyone to look on their phones right now. By this point, you should have already gotten a drip text that said, for innovative home buying and selling strategies, visit, and then boom, Maria's Facebook page or her website or whatever we set up. That's the listing agent on the house, you know, that you looked at in Texas. So imagine if it was your listing and someone texted in. We're going to drive those people to your website, okay? So anyway, I think that we should use technology. I think that we should use virtual tours and pre-listing home inspections to give buyers more information about houses before they physically visit them. I think that we should do that to help protect sellers too, to keep the tire kickers and the looky-loos out. There's some agents that are doing the pre-listing home inspections, loading that report to the MLS, which we 100% agree with, and they're making potential buyers download the affidavit saying, hey, you've reviewed the pre-listing home inspection report, and since you've done that, we're going to let you go view the house because we think you're still serious about it. If they don't download the report and they don't acknowledge viewing the report, then the agents aren't letting them go look at houses. So again, you can use this program however you want. You can use this concept however you want. And real estate agents are already using it in unique ways. And we're spreading, you know, all the great ideas amongst all the users, okay? So when we get to this part of the program, you know, I always talk about the benefits of pre-listing home inspections for sellers, buyers, home inspectors, and of course, real estate agents. So let's start with the benefits for real estate agents. When I go to presentations and I ask everyone, what's the #1 benefit for pre-listing home inspections? You know, they come up with different ideas and different things that make a lot of sense. They never pick the #1 thing. The #1 thing is using the concept to get listings over other agents. And when we get into the question and answer session of this Zoom meeting, I'll explain some of the things that they're doing. But they're actually using the concept to get listings over other agents. And some agents are overtly advertising, you know, hey, list with me and your pre-listing home inspection's free, right? They're getting their phones to ring with this program, and they're getting carefree listings with this program, okay? Another one is you don't have to spend 50% of your real estate life putting out home inspection fires. I know that's when a lot of the work begins, you know, for both real estate agents, is after the buyer's inspection is done. You basically already sold the house once on price, but after the buyer's inspection is done, you have to calm everybody down, negotiate repairs, and basically sell the house again. You're selling houses twice the way that you sell real estate, and sometimes part of selling that house.
I know it wasn't his fault, wrong time, wrong place. He's on probation, right?
And sometimes in the second part of selling
You're
that
still on
house,
probation when you get out. My girlfriend is a parole officer. She tethers people.
Terry, can you mute them?
No, they're like
Yeah.
a report. It's different.
good?
Parole is different than probation. Like one of the
Very good.
guys. I have to read it again. I think he was.
Just like Zoom bombing, is that what they call this? All right. So anyway, agents, you don't have to spend 50% of your real estate life, putting out home inspection fires. Trust me. And you don't have to worry about a deal falling through when you're going through and negotiating repairs. Okay. The next one, besides not having a deal fall through, is you don't have to dip in your own pocket just to get deals to close. And I know that happens. I have real estate agents all the time. If we're installing maybe a radon mitigation system or doing a termite treatment on a house, they'll ask us to sharpen the pencil because the buyers already come up as much as they're coming up. The sellers already come down as much as they're coming down. There's that gap. And these repairs need to get made or the deal's going to get blown up. So each agent might split the cost of a termite treatment or a radon job. And that's terrible. That's a terrible way to do business. You guys should never have to pay for repairs, okay? Another one is you're going to have happier clients, sell houses faster, and sell houses for more money. Remember when I asked you earlier, have you ever had a buyer that bought a house from you and then years later listed it with someone else? Or maybe you had a client list a house with you today and then they listed their next house with a different agent. Well, the reason why is because the real estate experience wasn't the best it could be. This helps improve the experience. There's so much less stress. When you guys get really good at this concept, you'll say, you know what, I'll never sell houses the way I used to again, okay? Agents in a hot or slow market with this program, you basically have a way to build up a list of buyers to work with, all right? It's like having a 24/7 open house. We all know that real estate agents, they're having the open house to try and market the house and, make the seller feel good like you're working hard for them, and that's great. But we also know the reason to have open houses is to get a bunch of buyers to work with. Now, maybe those buyers will buy the house that you have listed, or they'll buy a different house. Well, this program is kind of like that. It's a digital 24/7 open house to help you get buyers, okay? So now let's talk about the benefits for sellers. And if you want to be good at promoting this program, you need to understand these benefits and explain them, to the sellers. The first thing is you're going to be able to go to a seller and say, look, I want you to look honest and open and transparent when we sell this house. It's going to give buyers peace of mind. When we do a pre-listing home inspection, we can say, hey, look, in the interest of full disclosure, we had the house inspected. Here's everything that we know. We're fixing X, Y, and Z. We're not fixing anything else, so please make your offer accordingly. So not only as a real estate agent does not only does real estate agent allow the seller to look honest and open and transparent, but what else are they doing? They're putting that buyer or that seller in control of the negotiations. Sorry. So the seller is in control of the negotiations. Here's something that I want everybody to, think about. Never, ever in the history of a home inspector doing a buyer's home inspection has a seller netted more money or the price of the house gone up. The buyer always says, hey, look, I want X, Y, and Z fixed, or I'm not buying a house. They're basically demanding a repair of an item, or a replacement of an item, or a reduction in price. And when there's a reduction in price, it doesn't just hurt, the seller, it hurts the agents, both agents involved in the transaction. So when you get a pre-listing home inspection done up front, you're putting the seller in control of the negotiations, okay? Next thing is the seller is actually more legally protected when they have an independent home inspection. We all know that, these disclosure forms that are filled out by sellers, a lot of the times they say, don't know, don't know, don't know, don't know. How can you live in a house for 15 years and not know if the basement leaks water, right? But they say, don't know. Well, if the home inspector comes along and he says, hey, there's no signs of water leaking in the basement, that basically reinforces what the seller has already said. And that helps because if the buyer moves in and ends up having, 11 inches of rain one weekend and water getting into the basement, well, it's not just the seller's word anymore. There's a professional home inspection. And, certainly we would recommend the buyer get their own, not just rely on the pre-listing home inspection. So that's even double protection. There's 2 inspections. Next one is the seller worries less about the deal getting killed and missing out on their next house. I think that's the worst part about real estate transactions and the way that they're sold, is that a buyer's home inspection done at the 11th hour could not only kill the current deal, but it could kill contingency offers, right? And now the seller can't buy their dream house because one they currently live in, they can't sell. I had a real estate agent in Kalamazoo tell me he had 4 deals get blown up because of the first home inspection. That's a terrible way to do business. Why do you want to sit on pins and needles and worry about the results of home inspections? There's no reason to feel that kind of stress as a real estate agent. I promise you, you'll love life a lot more as a real estate agent if you start promoting pre-listing home inspections, okay? The seller can save money by building repair costs in the house. And this is huge. Let's just say a seller wanted, $240,000 for a house. They accept the offer, and then they find out they need a new roof. Well, best case scenario, now they're going to get $230,000, right? Well, if they knew about that problem up front, they could say, hey, $250,000 with a new roof, $240,000 the way it sits. Either way gets them the $240,000 that they want. But once they accept an offer, you can't go back and change the price on the purchase agreement to cover the cost of the repairs. I'm not saying it's not, you can't do it 100% of the time, but most of the time the appraisal's already been ordered, documents are in place, the agreement's made. It's usually not done that way. But if sellers know about things up front, they can build those repair costs in, save them a ton of money. What else can they do to save money? Well, they have time to shop around to get better pricing. Everyone knows contractors charge rush premium pricing when repairs are subject to real estate transactions, okay? And it's a lot less stressful if they have time to shop around and get repairs made versus, trying to get everything done under the gun, right? So, they can save money and be less stressed by having time to shop around for repair prices. The other thing is they can maybe even save money making their own repairs. It could be something simple like a GFCI outlet. A seller could go to Lowe's, buy it for $15. I was going to make a joke, but I'm not going to do that. They can go to Lowe's and buy it for $15 and take it back home and install it themselves. But let's just say it was subject to a buyer's inspection. Well, now the buyer, the buyer's agent, some lenders are going to require a licensed electrician to install that outlet. Now it's $125 to $150. So certainly, there's a ton of benefits for sellers when it comes to pre-listing home inspections. And then the other one is, obviously, if the deal doesn't fall through, the seller doesn't have to make more mortgage payments, right? So here's what I'm going to tell you. All these talking points are in the script that we would give you. Certainly, if you went into a listing appointment and said, hey, I want you to do a pre-listing home inspection or I'm not going to list your house, that would be a bad way, to market the concept. We have a way for you to market it with the script that makes a lot of sense to sellers. And I promise you, it's successful. It's working for real estate agents all over the country, okay? Next one is for buyers. This is really important. If you're representing a buyer, you should, consider this. But, I always feel bad that when we talk about deals getting killed, no one really, considers the buyer, okay? First and foremost, the way real estate is sold, buyers are making the biggest investment of their life, biggest business transaction of their life. They sign on a dotted line to do that. And then they say, okay, let's go find out what we bought. Let's get our inspection done. I mean, that's a crazy way to do business. That'd be like me going to Terry and saying, hey, Terry, man, you built a great home inspection company. I'm going to give you like $3 million for it. Sign on a dotted line to do it. And then I say, okay, Terry, let's open up the books and see what I bought. I would never do business that way, right? And neither would anyone else listening to this call. So when buyers can see a pre-listing home inspection report, it gives them an opportunity to learn more about the house before they make an offer on it and before they actually physically visit the house. And that's really good in this COVID-19 crisis, okay? When pre-sale inspections are done, buyers have that upfront information and they feel like their money that they're putting out for earnest money, for inspections, for appraisals, things like that, are less at risk. Because that's terrible you know, for a buyer, when they spend months and weeks looking at, you know, houses, they get their deal accepted, and then a home inspection, you know, done at the 11th hour killed their deal. It is a waste of their time. It's a waste of both agents' time. And you know what else it is? It's a waste of the buyer's money, because they're going to have $2,000 wrapped up into home inspections, appraisals, well and septic, environmental testing, and so on and so forth. Okay. So pre-listing home inspections are great for buyers if you think about it. Okay. And then the last thing is, you all are in Detroit, and that's a lot more traffic. Trust me, I know what Detroit's about. I used to work inside Tiger Stadium, the old Tiger Stadium. But anyway, that's a lot more traffic than it is in South Bend, Indiana. Think about all the time that you spend driving to showings with buyers, you know, and then the buyer gets out of their car, walks in the house, looks around for 5 minutes, turns around and leaves. That's a total waste of time for them and for you, the real estate agent. So again, the more information that we give buyers up front, the better it is for everyone. So the virtual tour experience, pre-listing home inspections are going to be a wave of the future, in my opinion. Okay. All right. So the benefits for home inspectors, I'm not going to go through that with you right now. A lot of times when I'm doing these Zoom meetings with home inspectors, I'll go through this. I think the biggest benefit for the home inspector is, you know, they're able to use a marketing tool to become a great extended business partner in a RESPA compliant way. Okay. They're able to connect with buyers, you know, directly and market their services directly, you know, to a buyer. And then they're also looked at as maybe helping the transaction get smoother and easier and more certain versus being labeled that deal killing home inspector. And that's terrible. If anyone's listening to this and has ever used that deal killing home inspection language, I get it. I understand. I mean, you're counting on these closings to feed your families and pay your bills. But what you need to think about is, if you label a home inspector a deal killer, right? Nobody's going to want to use them. Who wants to use a deal killing home inspector, right? And, you know, I know Terry has his own family to feed, and he has employees that work for him. He's got to feed those families, right? So I think that we need to get away from calling the home inspector the deal killer and just understand that it was the timing of the buyer's home inspection which killed the deal, right? And the inability to negotiate repairs at the last minute. So I want to get away from that. I want to help change the culture of real estate, use this platform so we, home inspectors and real estate agents, can work together, and we can, you know, stop these iBuying companies who are advertising, you know, faster and more certain ways of marketing houses. We should own that message. We should not let tech companies own that message. We should not let tech companies, you know, infiltrate our industries. As a matter of fact, we should use technology and go after their industry. And that's what I'm proposing. And this is a grassroots movement. It's not a, you know, venture capitalist movement. It's totally grassroots. It's totally relying on home inspectors and real estate agents working together and promoting this concept. Okay. Let's talk about some of the objections to pre-listing home inspections. And I think, you know, we'll do that kind of full face and live versus just doing it on the PowerPoint. But there's basically three objections to pre-listing home inspections. One, real estate agents say, I don't want my seller to have to disclose everything. And we'll talk about that. The other one is, real estate agents think that if I ask them to do a pre-listing home inspection, I won't get the listing. There's nothing farther from the truth. And then the last thing is another home inspector is just going to come along and find things that the first home inspector did not. You know what? Let's talk about that one real quick. First of all, I know Blessed Assurance is the type of home inspection company that will stand behind their work. And when I sign up home inspectors for inspected houses, you know, I just don't take their money and say, okay, it's a free-for-all. We're actually limiting how many inspectors we sign up per market, and we're being picky on who we're allowing to use this program. There's different criteria that go into it. And one of the things I really love about Blessed Assurance is that they offer protection with the inspection. They offer free warranties with the home inspection. So let's talk about how that can actually help out, you know, in a pre-listing home inspection scenario. So first and foremost, The company that they use is called Residential Warranty Services. And the seller gets 120 days worth of free warranty protection with the home inspection. So let's just say Blessed Assurance went out and said, you know what, your attic looks great, there's nothing wrong with it. And then a buyer's inspector comes along later and happens to find, let's say, mold in the attic. Well, guess what? The seller could file a claim and get that mold taken care of, which is really cool. Let me explain a real life example that happened in my market. We went out, did a pre-listing home inspection and ran the tubs, the showers, the sinks, the toilets, everything drained great. The client actually lived there for 10 years, never had a problem. Well, the buyer came along with their inspector, and that inspector actually did a sewer scope for the buyer. And during the course of that inspection, he found a broken sewer line. Well, guess what? The seller was able to file a claim and help get that sewer line fixed. They got like $2,000 to help get that sewer line fixed. So it was really cool. But here's the ultimate form of protection for the seller. Inspected Houses, which is us, negotiated a deal with Residential Warranty Services to create a program called Mortgage Protection Payments, okay? And how it works is if Blessed Assurance, or an Inspected Houses home inspector member, I should say, but Blessed is one of those, goes out and does a pre-listing home inspection, and then that report and that house is loaded to the Inspected Houses system, it qualifies for this program. And what it means is if a buyer comes along with their inspector and happens to find something that kills the deal or delays the closing, then the warranty company will make the seller's mortgage payment up to $5,000 a month for 3 months. How cool is that? Mortgage protection program. It's available through Inspected Houses home inspectors who will also offer, you know, the Residential Warranty Services warranties. Okay. So what I want to do right now is show you that we can get to this picture right here. This was a picture that was sent to me from a home inspector in Florida, and that's him with his agent, right? Isn't that a lot better than, you know, the picture of the guy with his head looking like it was going to explode? We can get to this relationship. We can, you know, be great extended business partners with each other. We can do it in RESPA compliant ways, and we can create great real estate experiences for our mutual clients, okay? And we can also protect our books of business in our industries. Again, you work hard as a real estate agent for your listings, extremely hard. And if buyer activity is created off that book of business, you should get it. That's just how I feel. And you shouldn't be paying for it. So anyway, I'm going to X out of this. I'm going to go back to full screen, and then I'm going to answer any questions that you folks have. Okay. Can you see me, Terry?
Yep.
All right. So does anyone have any questions? Did anything pop up on the chat box?
If you have questions, just go ahead and unmute yourself, or I can unmute everybody. It's fine. Or I'll just unmute all. So if you have any questions, feel free. You know, while we have Dave on the line here, you can explain more that you may not have understood.
Everyone muted?
I just see that, you know, the amount of traffic that people who are listing their houses, this is going to cut down the amount of unnecessary traffic, because people are going to be worried to have people come in, take a look at their house. So they'll be able to get that inspection report and feel more comfortable and limit the number of people coming through the house.
Right. I think that's one of the benefits of this program is obviously giving people more information without having to physically, you know, visit the house. And, you know, real estate in Indiana is continuing to happen, although it's slower. But Michigan, you know, it's virtually, you know, shut down because of the governor's orders.
Mm-hmm.
If we could show, you know, a governor like Governor Whitmer that, hey, this is a better way to sell houses, or at least a way to do it and limit, you know, the physical interaction between all the parties, you know, maybe this is something that she could get by, or, you know, get behind, virtual tours, pre-listing home inspections. And then the next time a virus or something crazy happened like this, maybe wouldn't have to get shut down.
Mhm.
Yes. So.
Mhm.
One of the questions that always pops up to me is, real estate agents worried about them getting the listing. If they go in and they start, talking about pre-listing home inspection, this is actually a way for you to set yourself apart as a listing agent. Again, when you sign up for the program, it's free. Blessed Assurance can give you a leak to the to sign up for free, and you'll get a script. And when you read this script, and you'll understand it. Just read it. Pretend you're a seller. Take your real estate agent hat off. Pretend you're a seller. Read that script, and it will make total sense to you. And then, of course, you could modify it to fit your needs. But nothing can be further from the truth. You go in and you talk about this program, you will get listings over other agents. What's the other one? The other one that pops up sometimes is the seller having to disclose what's going on. And I've had some agents say, well, if I have the pre-listing home inspection done, we won't have plausible deniability. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's crazy. Why would you even say that, right? I mean, we want everyone in the transaction to be honest and open and upfront, right? And the problem is those deficiencies are going to get found anyway. If they're not found during the pre-listing home inspection, they're going to be found during the buyer's inspection. And that's what causes all the problems and, uncertainty and, frustration. So it's much better for us to find these things up front and deal with them on the front end. It's much better for us to say, hey, look, we're honest and open and transparent people. So as a real estate agent, I think if someone heard a real estate agent say, well, I don't want my seller to have to disclose what's going on, we want plausible deniability, that's not going to be looked favorably upon by most people. It's going to look like, hey, that's a shady comment, right? So let's not be fearful of finding out about things up front. Let's be proactive and not reactive.
David, could you speak a little bit concerning the roof warranty?
Sure.
Roof warranty.
Yeah, so how the 5-year roof leak warranty works, again, that's a product offered by Residential Warranty Services, and Blessed Assurance offers the RWS warranties. And so whether it's for a buyer's inspection or a pre-listing home inspection, that client gets a 5-year roof leak warranty. And that warranty is designed to give the client major roof leak protection. So they have $3,000 worth of coverage, but they do have a higher deductible, kind of like, car insurance. It's $500. So if the client has a small leak and it's, around a roof boot and it's a $100 repair, it's really not going to help the client, but $100, won't kill our clients, right? But let's say it's a valley that's leaking, and now you got to rip off all the shingles and put new ice and water shield down and put new shingles on, and it's a $3,500 repair. Well, guess what? The client only pays $500, and the warranty company will pay $3,000. Now, here's one thing I really like about it too, Brenda, is RWS will give the client cash in lieu of repairs. So let's just say it was a $3,000 repair that needed to get made, but let's assume it was a 20-year-old roof or a 22-year-old roof, whatever. Well, the client might say to themselves, you know what? It's kind of silly to spend, $3,000 fixing an old roof. I'm just going to take the cash that they're willing to spend on it and use that towards buying a new roof. No other warranty company does that. One, they don't offer roof leak protection like that. And two, they don't offer cash in lieu of repairs. So it's a really cool program.
The other thing with that roof warranty is it follows the property. So once it's done, even if it's done, at a regular inspection, it stays with that property for 5 years, no matter who owns it. So it just transfers on. So it's always there for 5 years after we do the inspection, as long as somebody knows about it.
Right. And what I like about it, Brenda, is, it gives that house a listing advantage, to say it's been pre-inspected, it comes with a 5-year roof leak warranty. There's also, RWS has a home warranty. It's a 18-month home warranty versus like a 1-year warranty. And it does cover a lot more things. Like, for example, it covers mold. no other home warranty company covers mold. Some homeowners insurance doesn't cover mold. Covers underground sewer lines and water lines. There's actually additional roof leak coverage in that 18-month home warranty. Covers termites. No other home warranty company I know covers termites. Covers, the sewer lines, which, a lot of people don't cover. And covers, all the appliances and HVAC and electrical and, all of that stuff. And then the other thing I do like about that warranty is you can use your own contractor. Obviously, if a client has a claim, they can call RWS and have RWS send out one of their contractors, or the client can choose to use their own contractor.
Oh, that's different.
Awesome.
Okay, so just for clarification, David, this policy is transferable. It provides the same type of coverage for the current homeowner as it will for the new buyer.
Correct.
And there is a deductible that you have to pay for any type of coverage, any type of claim that you submit.
Correct.
Do you know what the amount of that deductible is for each claim and the cost of the policy?
Yeah, so if the client is getting the 18-month home warranty, you know how you guys offer home warranties through different companies. If
Right.
it's going to offer the 18-month home warranty, it's a $99 deductible on anything within that home warranty period.
Okay.
And so that's how that works. And again, the 5-year roof leak coverage I went over earlier. So
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, now the 5-year leak, the roof plan actually comes with every house that we inspect too. It's not just the pre-listing or whatever. It's every house we inspect comes with that 5-year leak protection plan. So the 18-month is an addition to that. That is something that they can purchase if they want a home warranty. Everything else, all the other warranties we offer come for 90 days, except for that 5-year leak protection plan. And then if we do a sewer scope, that actually extends the sewer warranty to a full year with every home inspection, as long as we do the scope.
So, and think about this, Brenda. Imagine if you went to a listing appointment and you explain this program, to your clients and you say, oh, by the way, with this program, you get 120 days worth of free warranty coverage from, Blessed Assurance. They're going to help us market the house and capture buyer leads, which is really good on a new national platform. And I'm one of a few agents in the entire country that signed up for this. So now you're giving yourself a little marketing niche. And oh, by the way, with my program, if a buyer comes in with their inspector and they find something that kills the deal or delays the closing, the warranty company is going to pay your mortgage payment up to $5,000 a month for 3 months. That's pretty powerful, don't you think?
I agree.
Okay. Terry, got any other questions? Chat questions? Anything going on?
Let's see.
Dave, can you just touch on the cost for the agent to join?
So that we wanted to make it free for real estate agents to join, but if home inspectors were viewed as, giving the agent something of value in exchange for business, that's a RESPA violation, home inspector law violations, ethics violations, all that. So we made it, it's $99 a year for agents, to join right now. But I personally, Dave Klima with Inspected Houses, am giving agents a 1-year free trial. So the agents have nothing to lose and everything to gain. That's it. And the only thing that they have to do is, get the link. I will send the link to Blessed Assurance, and then Blessed Assurance can pass that link on to whatever agents would be interested in joining the platform.
Good. And I do have those flyers available if anybody would like the flyers. They can just they can reach out to me or Cindy, and we can definitely get it out to you. I got a whole stack of them, so we'll order more if we need them.
All right. So is that it? Anybody else?
All right. Well, thanks everybody for checking out our Zoom meeting. This is the first one I've actually hosted. I'm going to get that link from Dave, and we'll have that available for you guys if you're interested in signing up for the program. Other than that, I guess we'll see you on your inspections.